What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Gen TV podcast. As always, your boy Eaze.
Hey, Wonder Sauce God.
What's good with you, boy?
What's going on, man?
Not much.
I feel like I miss you.
You should. People should miss me.
You can't say it back to me, but you say you're just confirming the fact that
I'm
I
too
should
insecure.
miss you.
I'm just too insecure for it. But no, I do.
Aw, appreciate that.
Hey, yo, pause that.
Nah, but no, it's been a while. I feel like we haven't really like hung out much lately. You know, I feel
It's
like,
all work, yo.
Yeah, it's
Gotta work. This is work.
Right. We just been pretty much like locked in right now. So
Yo, so I recently started playing Call of Duty again, right?
oh, all right.
I'm back on COD, right?
Okay.
So for some reference, right? The last time I played Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 3.
Okay.
So this is like 10 years.
Okay. Yeah.
I used to be nasty.
All right.
Like nasty, right?
Yeah.
Like kill streaks, all that shit, right? Took a 10-year break.
Yeah.
I recently bought my son a PlayStation 3, for him.
For
And I'm
him.
like, really?
It's for us.
Yeah.
And primarily for me. Right.
So the two games I want to play was Call of Duty and Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
Like, that's the only games I really play, right? So, I guess a lot of y'all didn't take a 10-year break like I am.
No.
Like I did.
No.
Bro,
It's a new batch of gamers.
I can't step fucking foot on the battlefield.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
yo, y'all are playing at a next level than I remember.
These are elite players. Like I remember when around the same time you're talking about, right? Like you were good. Like the main thing, you were nasty if all you did was a 360 headshot. Like if you could master that,
Yeah.
you were like on like top
Bro,
tier.
I used to knife people from across the screen.
Now these people are side canceling. They're fucking jumping over stuff. They're breaking your screen. It's a bunch of things that's happening right now.
Bro, someone like danced on me.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
What's going on?
But you know what's funny is like
I got teabagged mid game.
so I experienced the same thing. So I started gaming. Like I took pretty much like a decent amount of time off from gaming a while back, and then around the same time we joined like the motorcycle club, I decided to start gaming again.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you I was ass, bro, same exact experience. Like I walk dead. I couldn't even aim nothing.
Yeah.
So long story short, like I ended up I feel like that just gave me motivations. Like I gotta get better at this,
Okay.
you know? So then I finally like started working my way up. And even then, like I got myself to like a decent place, but not to where I was before. Fast forward and now I took another break, like about like 2022. I took another break from gaming and I tried to pick it up again in 2023. Bro, I literally felt the exact same way. Like I lost everything.
Bro,
Like,
I'm playing now. I'm like, yo, do people have jobs? like how many hours a day do you guys play this shit? Bro, I just came out here after work. I'm like, yo, let me just decompress a little
casually
bit.
play,
Let me have a little fun.
Yeah.
Bro, my blood pressure was
It's
through the roof.
Yeah.
I'm like, every play, I'm like, yo, these people are cheating. They're hacking.
You know,
Something's
and the thing
up.
is, there's a lot of validity in that because like now there is a lot of hackers. You know, like there
Bro,
is.
I could swear I shot you 10 times.
Mhm.
You good. You shoot me once, I'm dead. I don't know what's going on.
I'm telling you, bro. Like these new gamers, and you know what it is. I feel like it's kind of like the pandemic that shifted gaming primarily. The pandemic and like Warzone, especially for Call of Duty, because I feel like before that, like it was like you could still casually game. You know, yeah, you could have a fun day after work and play. Now, it's like everybody is just playing like they're in a fucking contest or like they're in a competition with each other. You know, like it's like everybody is an elite player. You feel me? And it's like,
bro, I don't even like chatting anymore because everyone's like, who the fuck is this? Whose man is this?
You're at the bottom of the fucking scoreboard and shit. Like,
I'll tell you what, they really cut down on the racism.
Yeah, you can't say anything, bro. It's like you actually get flagged. Like some of my friends in our own party chat, like where no one else can hear us, got flagged for saying certain words.
Word?
Yeah.
I mean, I almost kind of miss it. Yo.
1,000%. Like those was at the end game where like we got the random N word or like.
Yo, I don't know how white people do it, but they could always smell a black person on Call of Duty. Yo, they just know. You could not say shit the whole game.
Absolutely,
they'll know.
You know, it sucks too because my gamer tag since I was 12 has been black.
Okay, yeah.
So it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, you're a dead giveaway.
so the moment I get in there, bro, I get it immediately. Okay. You feel me? And then like, you know, I gotta like at least like show my skills. And even then, when I fucking cook them, then it's like shut up, N-word. Like, shut up, coon.
Like, how'd you know?
I remember one time I was in a party with the opposite team, right?
Okay.
And they were like, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna kill you. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you. Like, and he was like, you're probably you're a literate ass or some shit like that. I'm like, damn, I felt like offended. Like, not only do you, it's one thing to call me black, but now you're calling me slow on top of it.
Yeah,
Like,
he doubled down.
now I really gotta kill you.
Like, I gotta show out now.
Nah, but I'm telling you though, if you keep grinding, like, the problem is it's addicting. Like, you can find yourself.
It's not addicting when you suck. Like, bro, I'll give it like a week break. I'm like, yo, I can't take that, bro. Like, it was like changing my life.
Right?
Like, I was becoming a more angered person.
Overall. Like, you got to stand on 10 in the real world.
Yeah,
because
like I'm not doing with this shit.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, like, just try, like, keep pushing through it. Like, it becomes addicting. Like I said, at first I suck, but what you got to do, you got to find like a team. You feel me? Like,
okay.
You got to find like, and I think even dude still plays, so like you might be able to play with him and like, you know, team up with him, because when you find,
I'm not trying to embarrass him.
Nah, like, honestly, like, yo, real shit, like, he's the reason why like I got back into Call of Duty, and then he kind of like nestled me and brought me through like the gaming sphere, because I felt the same way. I was like, yo, I can't take this, you know. And then
this is abuse.
He was like, yo, don't worry. And then obviously there's banter. You're joking with your boys.
Yeah.
Even though you're not seeing them, you're still engaging and having some fun.
All right,
so it's
maybe I'll thug it out.
Yeah, even if it's like your ass, you're still having fun being ass, you know. And
yeah, I guess, like, yo, when you're ass by yourself, it's not fun.
It sucks. It's quiet. You feel all alone. It's like a dark, airy, wet room. You know, it's like no. When you're ass with your boys, it's
okay.
Fun,
all right. Okay. All right, man. Let's get our Facebook question of the day.
All right. So the Facebook question of the day is, what is an unwritten dating rule you have? So, New God Fetty said, she gotta love God.
Okay.
All right.
Can you date an atheist?
So I've dated one atheist like when I was really young. I think long term, if I'm planning long term, I would say no, because I think there's, even though like I don't follow Christianity as like to the T like I should.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, there are some moral values, some beliefs that I have, some relatable situations that I may go through, to where, like, you know, you kind of, in these spaces, you kind of like lean towards that, you know, like through some low points, you kind of like lean towards that. And I feel like with an atheist, you know, they tend to have like, maybe like snarky remarks in a sense, you know, kind of like,
I mean, atheists definitely think they're above everyone.
Right. Yeah. So they kind of like look down on Christianity.
Which I kind of understand, right? Because a lot of the world's problems are caused by super religious people.
Mm-hmm.
So I do get why atheists kind of have like an elitist mindset of like, well, you guys do the dumbest shit over something that you can't even prove necessarily. Right? But I think dating an atheist will only become an issue when you guys have kids.
Yeah.
I think up to then, it's like, it's pretty whatever. Like, all right, I believe in God, you believe in nothing. But then it's like, when it comes to having kids, like, would the atheist give you pushback on teaching your kids about religion?
1,000%, and that's one of the conversations I had like at a really young age. But then I feel like it stems even outside of that, because like I said, they make like these remarks. It's almost like, let's just take religion out of it, you know, and we talk about like just cultural things, you know. And it's like, let's just say, I don't know, Asian is dating somebody from the Middle Eastern, right? Mm-hmm. And they're just like, you know, talking shit about how Middle Eastern people are stupid, or Asians are bad drivers, you know. It's like, essentially, like, those things, like, it's gonna come up, and to them it's jokes, you know, but to then, for you kind of like personalize some of those things. So, you know, going back to the religion thing, it's like these people would like make certain things like, oh, it's a book full of stories, or it's like God isn't real, or you're wasting your time, essentially. Like, why are you doing this? And sometimes like it's discouraging, you know, because it's like, I don't know what else to do in this moment, and this is the only thing that like I really know how to do. And you're kind of just like shitting on it, essentially, you know. You're
shitting on like my core beliefs.
Exactly.
But you love me.
my point exactly. So I don't think I could do it, but I think it's a weird space, because I feel like you have to be, I think a God-fearing person is important, but I think that you also need to be with a person that is also of like mind, because you could have a God-fearing person that is extremely religious and you're partially religious, and they're trying to push the Bible down your throat. Yeah. Or you could be extremely religious.
I mean, I could probably date an atheist if she's double kicked up.
This. The yams is worth hell.
Yeah. Whoa, no, I ain't say all that. That's their hell.
The yams is worth hell.
I tell you what, it'd be awkward as hell, as heck, right? Like when y'all both die, it's like you going up, they going down. It's
right.
Like, I try to save you.
I try to tell you, man, but I mean, it was nice. It was nice while it lasted.
Yeah. Enjoy your afterlife.
I don't know. I don't think I could do it. Right. But Jason said, selflessness is stupid. Look out for you.
That made it sound hurt.
I think it's an interesting point, right? Because it's like, if you are in a relationship and you are primarily the only person that is like, I guess, looking at your relationship as a union, then I could see why you would be in this mind frame.
He probably had like his last relationship was with a very selfish woman.
Right. You know, so it's like, if you're, I think like, you know, you can't, and here's a mistake that I made, right? When you're in a relationship, you start focusing on like building with this person. Yeah. That sometimes you forget yourself in the process. You know, where you kind of put all your goals, your ambitions, and everything get put to the side for the betterment of the relationship.
Which is so detrimental to men.
Right.
Because you think you're like doing right by prioritizing your woman, but at the end of the day, you're hurting yourself and you're also hurting your woman's view on you.
Yeah.
Because secretly, women don't want men to prioritize them. They want men who prioritize their goals.
Right.
Because that's like, I think, the highest purpose a man could achieve,
exactly.
right? And I think that keeps them very attracted to you.
It's like a captain of the ship, you know? It's like, do you want the captain of the ship to be have great hospitality, or do you want him to know how to navigate the seas? You know, like you want him to get us to where we got to get to. You don't want him focusing on the people on the ship too much, you know? Obviously, he cares about you guys enough. He's going to take care of you. He's going to make sure your needs are met. But his main priority is to bring you guys to your destination.
All right, you kind of you pulled it through. I was unsure. I was unsure with the metaphor.
Right. All right. So Jared said, "I'm married now, but them days for me, my personal rule was, what? I'm married now, but them days for me, I don't know what he meant by that. My personal views was, don't smash more than 3 times if you ain't gonna wife her. LOL, because after 3, you unlock the crazy. Ain't worth it from either of you if you're serious."
Nah, I think I'm gonna smash until she gives me an ultimatum.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's more than 3 times, yo.
You're on this one alone, buddy.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you got a couple bad picks.
Right.
I think typically you could smash a chick. I think the 4 to 6 month mark is when she kind of starts like having that question, like, what are we?
Right.
Where is this going? I think up to then you could kind of smash, with no responsibilities.
Right. I don't know. I feel like it's much sooner than that.
You think so?
So I think
no, I think they drop hints in the process. But I'm telling you, like that 5 to 6 month like period, that's when like the pressure really. It's like, hey,
I think it's on to something with that 3. You feel me? I feel like 3 within the 3rd time you fucked her, now you are the dick. You're the dick in her life. You feel me? So it's like even though your relationship may be rocky, like sexually, like you're gonna be
you're her go-to,
right? You're the go-to.
You're a main
person.
option.
Exactly.
So you think after you smash a chick 3 times, you officially become her number 1? You take the number 1 spot?
So I think it's 3, and sometimes it could be sooner, right? Okay. But I think like obviously the first time,
it probably depends how good it is,
right? So the first time you're kind of like feeling each other out sexually, right? The second time you're making corrections off of like.
You learn
that first time,
you learn off
right?
the first. All right, she didn't like this.
Right.
She didn't like the swirl.
Right.
Thumbs up. Okay.
And she knows that I like this, you know. And then the 3rd time, it's kind of like, okay, this is the point where like you're now in a rhythm. You feel me? Like you are kind of like.
And if you ain't got it by then, you probably just ain't gonna get it.
Right. You ain't gonna get it.
Yeah.
So I think like by that 3rd time, it's like, okay, like if within those 3 times, you got a point to prove. Like you better bring out all tricks to get.
Yo, you could coast after that. Cause she'll always know your potential.
Exactly. Like she's still riding that high.
Yeah, but if you slack off the first 3 times,
you're ass.
Now I've done that shit a lot in my life.
Yeah, I remember there was a point in time where I didn't do my best, right? And it was like the first encounter I didn't do my best. And I went to you guys and I was talking to a group of you, right? And I was like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, I make sure like I'm always like on my A game. I was like, why the fuck do you care?
Y'all stopped caring, yo.
Right.
I stopped caring. I was just like, eh. Like, yo, it's like at the end of the day, I still hit.
Right.
Like that's just
what's funny? Yeah. I guess I had to like think like that, but it's like
yo, how I look at it is like, yo, sometimes you just go to a brand new restaurant because it just seems like it's fire. You go there and it's like, it's okay.
Right.
It's not terrible, not great. And you're like, yo, I still tried it, but it's like sometimes just, if they don't welcome me back here, it's fine.
Yeah.
I got the sample.
You know what's funny is that I guess for me it's like I always want the option to spin the block if I want to, you know, especially like during these droughts, because you real shit, if you're out here, you're gonna have droughts. You feel me? So it's like,
yo, what's the longest drought you ever had, yo?
Like drought as in can't get anything, like probably like 5-6 months. Like,
okay, all right, yeah,
like 5-6 months of like not getting anything. Droughts of not getting anything new, maybe like a year or two.
Oh, see, yeah, yo, I'm not gonna say I'm not, because I've spun some block, but yo, I've always been like onto the new.
Oh no, I'm a habitual spin the blocker.
Nah,
like I love just circling around. Like I'm like the neighborhood watch.
Okay.
You feel me? Like I'm just chilling in.
Not
in
me,
this
bro. Yo,
neighborhood.
you know what it is, yo? Once I hit you,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like if I take a break off you, and I feel like you like smash something else, like you're poisoning me,
right?
like you're dead.
Now, I guess for me, it's like sometimes it's like it's a lot of work bagging women, and I think that this is a part where like women don't understand that like a lot goes into like getting you. You feel me?
Yeah,
and it's
effort,
like where for you, it's like, you know, you really just show up pretty and like that's really it. You feel me? Hold a good, be not dumb. Don't argue with me, and we're golden. You feel me? But like for us, like we have to be charming. We got to spend money. We got to spend time. We got to do all of this stuff to like get you. And sometimes like I'm in spaces where I don't really want to go through that. Like I just want sex. You feel me? Like I just want like sex from a comfortable place. And it's like I don't really want to have to go through the hoops of like finding somebody new. So when I said like a year or two, those year or two isn't because I'm trying to bag girls and like
you just failing.
I'm failing. It's like because I'm just in a space where like my focus is just somewhere else right now. You feel me? So I just need like my primal urges completed, and then after that,
it's literally exhausting dealing with women. Like it's I think that's what you get to an age, where you're like, I just don't have the energy to like pretend. There's a lot of pretending going on.
For sure, bro. It's like it's like you have to kind of be this person, right? That you kind of have to be this person that she expects you to be, for one, right? Then secondly, you have to like be tolerable of the bullshit that she comes with, because God forbid you have an issue.
Bro,
with
one time I
says.
slipped up,
Right.
I was out with this chick, right? And I was like, the only reason I put up with half your shit is because you're pretty.
Yeah.
She was like appalled.
And
then I bitched out. I'm like, I'm joking. I saw the pussy leaving her. I saw it. I'm like, as soon as I said it, she was like, cause she thought she was like a great person.
Yeah. Bro, every girl thinks that they're a good person because they don't cheat. I said this like, I said this a while ago, that every girl thinks that they're a good person because they don't cheat, and probably because like they think they're attentive, but a lot of times they're really not that much attentive. They're really selfish, and like they're very argumentative. You feel me? And it's like you're not really that great of a person. It's just like right now, you know, I'm thinking with the wrong head, and it's like I'm staying in this situation, unfortunately, you know.
Okay, it's true.
So next up is Lewis. In the end, it doesn't matter, because in the end, it doesn't even matter. Right. No, so
is that the All American Rejects? Fall Out Boys?
I've tried so hard.
No.
That's Linkin Park.
It is Linkin Park. I think it's Linkin Park. Right.
Yeah, no. So I guess you're right in a sense. You know, in the end, it doesn't.
I think that's like the weakest type of mentality, man.
Really?
Like, if you approach anything with that, like, we're all gonna die, it's all relevant. Like if you think nothing matters, like you might as well not even try at all.
I mean, the way I took it is like he's coming from a standpoint of not focusing too much on like, I guess, the inner workings of the relationship. You know, like sometimes you could be hyper fixated on like, let me not do this, let me not do that. You know, let me make sure.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, just go.
Stop overthinking. Okay,
exactly.
Okay.
Stop overthinking.
See that? All right, I misread that one.
All right. Someone says, "Shit, don't talk about my family because you can go." So then we replied, "Even if what we're saying about your family is valid."
Yo, you ever have a chick you was talking to kind of like shit on your family a little bit?
Never.
Never.
I've only had somebody I was talking to shit on religion. But
okay.
Yeah, not so much my family.
I've shit on girls' families.
Really? Why? like I see why you are the way you are. Like
bar for bar.
Really?
Bar for bar. Yo, we was arguing. I'm like, yo, you know what? This is why you just like your mom. Was not received well.
No, absolutely not. But the funny thing is, I feel like sometimes they need a reality check. You know, it's like you will come to me and vent about the shit that your family members are doing or your sister is doing, right? Bitch, you're not that far off. Like, you're much closer than you think you are. Like
y'all twins.
Exactly. You feel me? Like, you're upset with the shit that you're doing, but like that's the person that raised you, and you're pretty much.
You know
a
what's
product
the worst,
of that.
bro? When they're telling you like an issue they're having, and mid conversation you realize like they're the wrong.
They're the problem.
And then it's like, but you already know you can't even tell her that shit.
Oh no, you're a better man than me. I tell them.
No, I used to tell them, and then that shit like, cause then it just, now you're the problem.
I'll be the problem, but just know that you were the problem in that situation.
Yeah.
Yep. My thing is, I feel like if you don't tell people that they're wrong, then they'll never learn. You feel me?
No, for sure, bro. And that's like in an ideal world, 100%. But yo, when people are venting to you, I realize, yo, people don't want your feedback. They just want to ear.
Exactly. They want to ear and want you to tell them why they're right.
Well, yeah.
Why they're right in the situation. I don't know. I feel like I've never been scared. Like I'm very quick to tell. Like even if you aren't wrong, I'm gonna tell you ways how you were wrong in the situation. Okay. You know,
that's some real hater shit.
No, because
you're gonna make up ways to make people look wrong.
It's growth, right?
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
You handle the situation. Like, you were right for feeling the way you feel, but you just handled it wrong.
Okay.
You
like, all right.
You could have done better here.
All right.
Just play devil's advocate. All right. So we got two more. Second and last one is, don't be dating other people because I'm not.
That's a tricky one.
Hold on. Before we move further, right? Okay. I was having a conversation with someone, and I was like, I don't understand what dating is. So like,
go on.
All right. So for me, right?
Okay.
The stages of relationships is you're talking to a person. Dating is like dating/relationship. And then marriage, right? However, I was in a situation where I was talking to somebody. I thought we were talking, like, right? So we were at the bar, and the bartender was like, "Are you two in a relationship? Or are you two dating?" And I said,
first of all, why the fuck would he ask that?
She.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So she was like, "Are you two dating?" And I was like, "No." She got upset.
Okay.
Right? Because she's like, "So we're not dating?" And I'm like, I don't know, are we? Like, I'm thinking like,
you tell me.
Right. Like, in my mind, I'm like, we're like talking.
So to you, dating is when you're in an exclusive relationship.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Like, dating is like an exclusive relationship. So she's like, no, like we're dating right now. She pretty much under the pretense that we're dating. So after hashing things out, we ended up settling on we're dating, right? Okay. But for me, it's like, I guess it's confusing because it's like, so when you're in a relationship, are you like not obviously if you're with a person for 10 plus years, like that's a different space. Or you're in a person for even 5 years, that's a different space. But I'm talking about like when you officially made things official between you two, right?
Okay.
Are you guys not dating each other?
So yeah, I guess this is like a definition issue here, right? Like we're having a vocab issue because I get what you're saying, right? Because at face value, right? If we're going on dates, we're not exclusive, right? We're just going on dates. We are dating. Like I'm taking you out on dates. You're taking me out on dates. By definition, we are dating, right? But I also get what you mean because dating feels like a heavy word.
It's heavy.
It's a heavy.
Like we're together.
I think that's why we diminish dating to talking.
Right.
Because you know when you're talking to someone, that don't mean shit.
You're right. There's no real bounds to it. You know, like there's no expectations.
I guess by today's logic, right? Until you make it exclusive or official, you are just talking. I think when you make it official, you are officially dating.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
You get on board?
So official in terms of like exclusivity, official in terms of you guys are in a relationship. Like,
here's the thing, right? I feel like as soon as you're exclusive, you're technically in a relationship.
Right.
Like if you're not fucking nobody else, I'm not fucking nobody else. We're exclusive, right? You're my girlfriend at that point, right? We're doing it raw.
Right.
We're raw.
Right.
Once we had that conversation. But prior to that conversation, you were just talking because you know when you're talking, you don't really like ask certain questions because you don't want to like
you don't want to step on any uncharted territory.
Exactly,
You feel me?
right?
Like you're in enemy territory. You just like, okay, let me just enjoy my little circle that I'm in.
Yeah.
I don't want to push the bounds any further.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So for me, it's like I could kind of see that because it's. I guess the trickiness is like if you're going on dates, then you're dating because it's like very early on you're going on dates. So you're dating very early on. So for me,
I think
it's
by
like,
definition, but by today's logic, you're technically just talking.
which I'm okay with. Which honestly, that's been my logic for life. You feel me? It's like I think until we make things exclusive, then we're just talking. Like this is the person I'm talking to. Then like if I make you like we're exclusive, I wouldn't even consider us dating at that point because I literally conjoin dating and relationship as like one essentially.
Because I haven't dated many girls,
Mm-hmm.
but I've talked to a bunch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
But I've gone on a lot of dates.
Right. So were you dating them?
Not by my definition.
Because I remember like I was having a conversation, right? And with someone and they were like, I was like, hey, would you date this kind of person? And they were like, yo, I could date anybody, but I don't think I would be in a relationship with them. And I'm like,
pretty much we're saying I could talk to anybody, but it doesn't mean I would wife or hubby somebody up.
Right.
Just anybody.
So that's why I was like, wait, what? Like I always was taken back. Like, what do you mean by that?
So, but these are conversations you should have like on a first date. Like, yo, what is talking and what is dating to you?
Right.
Like, what's the difference?
Like, we need a clear rubric because I don't.
Yeah, because obviously you and the person you're talking to had different definitions. Right?
For sure, you know, and we were caught in a situation which I wasn't even expecting.
Yeah,
that like
the bartender like
randomly asking us like, are we dating? And I'm like, well, no, like we're talking because like I feel like we're still getting to know each other.
Yeah,
you know, and even if we're exclusive,
we're just conversing, baby. You
right?
know? Like,
we're just having a long dialogue with each other.
We're just going with the vibe. It's like, what are you trying to messy this shit up with? You know what I mean? Like,
right?
Can you just vibe?
But I think like exclusivity primarily comes from like once you have sex with a person, then it's like
not necessarily. No, especially in today's dating world.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what do you think about the thought of like, yo, when you're dating or when you're talking to someone, right? Talking stages about talking to multiple people. Like, say you're talking to a girl,
Mm-hmm.
you guys aren't official. Do you think it's smart to talk to a bunch of women at the same time, or vice versa, talk to a bunch of men at the same time? Because he's pretty much saying that if I'm talking to you, even though we're not technically boyfriend and girlfriend, like don't talk to a lot of other people.
To be honest with you, here's my standpoint. I'm coming into this with bitches.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna like cut mines off unless I know that for sure like this is something that we're gonna be like a space we're gonna be going. So like, and I honestly like I keep it up front pretty early on, you know. So it's like this is even something that I'm hiding.
Better man than me. I lie right away.
No, so I think like
bitches. What? Bitches.
And that's not even to like sound boasty or anything like that, but it's like obviously you have a person.
The internet don't think you can get no plate.
Yo, they think I get nothing. I don't get no bitches, guys. Come on, like it's okay. I don't get no bitches, but you know, coming into this, it's like I'm coming into obviously like there's somebody that I'm having sex with, you know. So it's like I don't think it's reasonable to like cut somebody off for a new situation unless like you're sure that this new situation is something that you're gonna be invested into. So it's like if I'm okay with her having like I'm coming into this with the expectation that there's another guy. You feel me? So I'm okay with like her having somebody else just so long as she doesn't tell me that she doesn't. You feel me? Like
just don't lie.
Yeah, just don't lie to me.
Well, here's where I kind of have a rebuttal, right?
Okay.
I think if you're dating without intention, I think you should be able to talk to as many people as you want, right? Just be safe. Here's my thing, right? I think if you're someone that's telling themselves like, yo, I'm dating to get in a relationship to potentially get married at some point, right? I think you're setting yourself up for failure by dating multiple people or talking to multiple people at once, because unless you're giving someone your undivided attention, you're probably really never going to know if they have the best shot. I think once you set it in your mind like, yo, I want to be in a relationship, I don't think you should talk to multiple people at once. I think you should give that one person like your attention. And that way, I think it'll be a lot quicker for you to find out like if this person has a potential to be someone you're going to be serious with or not.
But here's why I disagree, because I think that like when you're dating somebody and you're coming into a situation, it's like you're literally getting to know a person, right? And obviously, like through their actions, like you're gonna be through their actions, you're gonna make the deciding factor on if this person is worthy enough to like stick around, like for you to keep in your life. And I think like sometimes it's healthy to be talking to multiple people because it doesn't allow you to focus too much on this person. You feel me? To where like you're ignoring red flags because you're so like dove into this person.
See, but I think you ignore more red flags when you have other options.
No, because
I feel like I think if you're focused on someone, those red flags are bright as shit.
No, I think it's the opposite.
Really?
Because I feel like when you're focused, when you have multiple people, you're not really too invested into a person, right? So when they do something that go against, I guess, your moral standpoint, the things you don't like, it's very apparent, and you're able to be like, okay, I'm not gonna like I'm cutting ties.
What? I could see that, but my problem is, right?
Yeah.
I think that can kind of set you up for failure because, all right, maybe this was a red flag, right? It's noticeable to you, and I feel like when you have other options, you kind of make things into a bigger situation. Like, you know what? Fuck, you did this one thing I didn't like, so you're done, and I'm gonna focus on this one. When maybe that person could have had more of a future in your life, but because you have so many options, that's what I realized when I was dating. Is like, yo, if I had mad chicks at once, you didn't need to do much for me to cut you off.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
But it's like, yo, maybe I overreacted with that one person because I had so many other options.
I don't think it's a level of overreacting, to be honest with you. I think sometimes it's needed because I know complete opposite from me, right? Where I wasn't dating multiple people. I was focused on one person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was invested into this one person like relatively early on.
And you regret
that? 1,000% because I feel like it caused me to like kind of just tolerate more. You feel me? Where like there was a lot of spaces and instances where I should have like kind of like put my foot down, but I allowed the relationship to develop in hopes that like things would get better. You feel me? And it's like I think that when you're dating multiple people, it also gives you obviously like if you're dating multiple people, clearly somebody in that rotation or the people in that rotation are kind of not living up to the standard. But like it's because you wouldn't be dating anyone else. You feel me?
No, not if you're a guy.
Obviously, if you're a guy,
your lustful greed will take over.
Yeah, but I think like not
you could have one perfect girl and still be fucking 5 other more.
Nah, I think like a lot of times it comes. Guys do want to cheat, but I think it comes from their being deprived of something. Like during the process.
I don't think so.
I think so, bro.
I think dudes could have everything they want in one female and they'll still fucking cheat.
Nah. Well, I don't know about most dudes. I'm talking about me. Right?
Okay. Oh, he better than us guys.
Nah, like to be honest with you, I think like in most situations where I've seen like any of like my friends cheat or like anybody that I know or anyone like it's like there's something lacking in the relationship. You know, like it's not where like the person is like doing like yo, bro, I got this perfect girl at home that's doing everything that she needs to do, but I'm about to go fuck these bitches.
I think that's exactly how it goes.
No, never. Like I can't name one person. Like you feel me? Like it's like for me, it's like
I can name 6.
Huh?
I can name 6.
But going back, right? All right, we're gonna leave that one so we're not on the topic too long. But going back, it's like I think that like dating multiple people could be healthy if done in the right way. I think a lot of times it's like you have to kind of be clear on where you are.
Okay.
You know, I think that if you're going into a situation to where this person, like you're exclusive, but this person is dating multiple people, it can be tricky.
Oh no, you're gonna feel like a sucker.
Exactly. You know, and I think that's where like if we're going into this where you have some people that you're dating, I have some people that I'm dating, we figure it out together, you know, and as long as they don't cross paths with me, like I want to chill with you when I want to chill with you and I can. Like I don't think there's an issue until there's a point
that must suck. You know, it's like yo, you hit up a girl, hey, you want to hang out on this date, and she says she can't, but you know she's talking to other dudes. You already know. If you hit
you're
up,
getting fucked, like
and dick down.
Exactly. Or the thing that sucks is like when you take her on a date, you know she's talking to other people. You're trying to fuck her after the date, and she's not trying to give up the cheeks. Like
because she already fucked him that day, like,
or she's about to fuck the nigga tonight after you fed her. Like
I don't need those thoughts.
Bro, it's gonna happen one way or another. Like you feel
so.
me? It's either whether you know it or not.
All right.
Last question, right? Don't pick me up at my house. What do you think about picking up a person at their house?
I could see why. Was that from a woman?
Woman, yeah.
I could see why women wouldn't want you, a new dude to pick them up from their house because there's obviously like enough stories of like dudes being stalkers or like kidnapping women. And even vice versa, bro. Like nowadays, a lot of women set dudes up to get robbed and shit like that. So it's like, I don't think anyone should like know where you live right away. It's insane to me when people have like their first dates at like each other's houses. It's like, I don't know. I think it could go wrong in so many ways.
Here's the thing. Yet again, I disagree with you.
Okay.
I think like if you're serious and this is a person that you really like, and I feel like if she doesn't let you pick her up at her house, she don't really like you. Like,
nah, I don't think that at all.
I
think she's just concerned for her safety, which I think is reasonable.
Bro, they lose reason when they really like somebody. Like there's no reason. And obviously, like if you're taking, if she's not comfortable,
this is exactly what Ted Bundy used to tell bitches.
If she's not comfortable with taking you out on, if she is not comfortable with you picking up from her house, maybe it's too early to take her on a date. You guys need to get to know each other a little bit longer. Like,
nah, yeah, I definitely disagree.
I like, personally for me, I love picking girls up for a date. Like, I think like the drive, knowing like, okay, I'm about to drive to her house is exciting.
All right, I'm gonna give you a scenario. Right? You go out to a bar.
Yeah.
You meet a young lady.
Yep.
Y'all are vibing, right? Mm-hmm. First time y'all met each other. This is like, all right, this is like a Tuesday night, right? Mm-hmm. You guys are talking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday night. Y'all set up for a date, and she said, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable with you picking me up picking me up at my house, but I'll meet you here at the bar." That's a problem to you?
I wouldn't say it's necessarily a problem, but it would definitely be kind of like,
she doesn't know you.
It would be kind of abrasive for me because it's like, all right, we vibe and we like each other, whatever the fuck, right? And if you're saying, put the first things first, I think taking somebody on a date within a couple days is ridiculous, honestly. I think
you think that's ridiculous?
Yo, to be honest with you, I think like niggas be too quick to.
That was my go-to when I'm dating. I would take you out immediately.
Nah, I'm not taking. Maybe I don't know. It works for some, and maybe it didn't work for others. You feel me? Like for me, I just don't. I want to get to know a person for sure before I start investing anything in. Like in the initial stages, we got equal equity. You feel me? Like you're investing time, I'm investing time. That is it. Then like if you're somebody where like,
so you just want to talk to somebody on the phone until you really get to know them enough where you could feel comfortable spending money on her.
Essentially, like I have to
I hate talking on the phone. I hate texting. That's why if I meet you on Wednesday, like I meet you on Wednesday morning, we gotta go on a date by Wednesday night.
No, because bro, if I take you on a date and I feel like this goes nowhere, then I feel like you got the one up on me. Like I feel like
honestly, I don't look at it like that.
Nah, man, I feel like I have to.
You need a refund?
Yeah, like we need to split this check.
You want to lose that? Send like the cash app request after the date.
Facts. Like I feel like and I think this is where a lot of guys end up getting finessed, and they don't take things like. They invest too much too early. You feel me? And
you think one date's investing too much?
Yes. Like I feel like, to be honest with you, you have to invest into. You're not gonna invest into a.
So they have to earn the date.
You're not gonna invest into a stock that you think is going down. You're gonna invest into a stock that you obviously think you're gonna reap the rewards. Hopefully you've done your research. Hopefully you've done your research. Hopefully you know that there's a potential for it to go down. I'm not putting my money into a situation where I don't know for sure. Then I'm gonna be successful in it.
See, I'd rather go to the company itself and figure it out.
We could go on a date. It's gonna be a free date. We're gonna do a walk around the park.
You're not walking nowhere. What the fuck are you talking about?
we gonna have a car date. That's what we're gonna do.
We have a car date. I'm pulling my dick up.
That's wild.
See, we chilling in the car. There's only one thing happening.
See, and this is the Ted Bundy situation.
No. They're going home alive.
Right, no. My man said immediately, like, the meat is coming out. That's crazy. I think, like, early on, like...
You can't be in the car with me for longer than 35 minutes.
I'm going to be kind of cautious the next time we go on a fucking car ride together. So how long have we been in the car? Like, we got a hard 30-minute limit on this shit.
Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool going on a date immediately.
Nah, fuck that.
Like I said, I think I like to get to know people in person. Bro, over the phone to me just ain't it.
Maybe like when we were younger, but in today's climate, no, bro. Like it's like,
so you just think women just trying to finesse dudes?
1,000%, like 1,000%. I think that a lot of times it's like, how much can I get out of a situation out of this nigga? Without giving them. Like I literally know women personally, like multiple women personally, that have said, I'm going on a date, but I don't plan on giving it up. Like I'm just gonna like kind of just ride it out. I don't see any potential in this man.
And it's your
but I'm going on a date with this man.
And it's your job to finesse it.
Like I guess so. You gotta beat the odds.
You gotta beat the odds.
I'm going.
When you see the mismatched panty and bra set, just know you won.
No, you gotta see it not mismatch. It gotta be. You gotta match it.
No.
It got a match. The match bra and panty set means that she was planning on getting fucked.
No, that's what I'm saying. But like she already made up her mind. What I'm saying is, if you get the mismatch set,
okay.
you beat. She didn't see it coming.
Okay, she didn't see it coming. Okay. You blindsided her.
She got dick doozled. Like, you know what I mean? Like she know, like
that's a good way of thinking. Yeah, for sure.
Or if she got the bush. If she got a bush, she didn't think you were getting anywhere near it.
Bro, I literally, it's funny because like I remember there was one time, right? Nah, I'm not gonna tell that story. I'm not gonna tell that story.
All right, so these are my favorite tweets of the week right here, right? Dudes will shoot their shot, make the team, then stop coming to practice.
In terms of like dating?
I think she means like, I think a lot of dudes will go hard as heck, you know what I'm saying, to get a woman's attention. The woman will finally give in, let them smash, and then they're like, yo, I'm out of here.
Yeah, you weren't of anything to keep around.
Yeah,
that's what I get. Like, yeah, it's like women are quick to say, "Oh, all he wanted was sex from me." Like, you weren't anything like.
All right, I got it.
And this is why having conversations is important.
All right, arguing with me is pointless. I knew I was wrong 10 minutes ago.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
yo, ain't that the worst? Yo, mid argument, you realize like, oh shit.
You gotta stand on
it.
You gotta stand on it.
No, that's
like,
me, yo. I'll argue a wrong point for an hour.
Right, like you gotta fold. Like,
I'm not folding.
I'm not taking this up.
Yo, I'll start bringing other random shit up to get you distracted.
Nah, like yo.
You know what? This is your problem. This is why you're not ahead in life, because you're here focused on the wrong things.
Dead ass, knowing that you were damn wrong. That's caught me a couple of times where I was like in argument and I was like, damn, you making some valid points.
Like, I'm getting cooked.
Fuck it. Like, I'm doubling down. Now you gotta start being like mean.
Yeah.
At that point. Like
this is what you chose to wear today?
This is your fault. Like we didn't have to argue today.
All right. This one. Why does every gay dude talk like a ghetto black woman?
Yo, dead ass. Like I always wondered, like, when you're gay, like, does it automatically switch to like have that fucking ratchet voice?
You know what's my favorite, yo?
Yeah.
When like a gay dude is fighting, and then like the real voice comes
the real
out
nigga
midway,
come out?
or if it's like a
real nigga,
it's like come on, man. Like, this is what you really sound like?
Yeah, dead ass. Like it's like the fucking, especially the what's the right word? The transsexuals.
Oh, the transgenders when they fight and they become a man all of a sudden,
right.
And they be beating ass too.
Yo, they be cooking shit. Did you see the clip of Aaron the plumber?
Boy, that's the most violent man I've ever seen, bro.
My man be wanting to fight unprovoked. But then there was one where like there was a clip of like him and like a transgender person like arguing.
She rocked him.
Yeah.
Or he rocked him. Yeah. From the clip I seen.
Right. And she was like, you wasn't saying that when you kissed me. And then when they started fighting, like you could hear the voice, like the real voice ended up coming out. And I'm like, damn. Like,
I was like, yo, if you're gonna be gay or trans, like keep that shit all the way through. Like, don't be a man now.
Don't switch up.
Yeah.
Like, but it's I always wonder like why do gay men's voices like a ratchet black lady?
Yo, it's almost like they're like from a different country.
Right.
Like this is like their accent. You know what I mean?
Essentially, right? It's like they're just hanging around each other so much that like they just hear this. Like, and who was the originator of this shit?
Like yo, who's like the carbon like blueprint for like gay men? You know what I mean?
Voices.
Yeah. Okay. I don't care how much the instant transfer fee is. I'm not waiting 1 to 3 days for my paper.
Yo. We gonna get into this next.
Okay.
We gonna fucking get into this during the money thing, right?
Okay.
Because that's a real fucking statement. Like, that's a real statement.
Yeah, like if you cash at me shit, bro, I don't care what the fee is. $6, $7. Like, I need that shit ASAP. I don't trust my money on Cash App. Yeah, actually, I don't. Yo, public service announcement. Don't cash at me no more.
So story time, right?
Okay. All right, go ahead.
We went to Boston. No, we went to Mass, Springfield, right?
Yeah.
And we got into a heated argument, right? Because this man is notorious, right?
Me?
Yeah, you specifically. You're notorious for when you get cashed at, you will want somebody to send like a little bit extra to cover the fee.
You gotta cover my fee.
Right?
You gotta cover my fee.
To cover the fee, right? We went to Boston. Or no, we went to Springfield, right? And we're chilling and we're going out this night. This is like 4 years ago.
Okay. Oh, this stuck with you.
It did, right? And everyone's cash apping me because I'm I think it was the closest bank was like Bank of America. And I made sure to intentionally say, make sure you cash at me my fee. This nigga argued me down, saying he don't fucking do this shit. And I'm like, bro.
Why did I argue down?
I don't know.
Because you don't do that shit. You thought I was unreasonable.
No,
don't ask me for
I sent it. I usually send extra. I never ever send somebody the exact amount.
But you made a big deal of it. That's why. That's why. Nah. You called me out on that shit.
No.
That's why. That's why I did it. Yeah. You used to give me shit about all the time. You used to give me shit because I was giving you shit for it. So then when you ask for it, I'm like, you fucking hypocrite.
Because it's one of those things where it's like your mom tells you to wash the dishes after you already had planned on washing the dishes. Okay, it's like, fuck this shit. I don't even want to watch this shit. When you tell me to cash app, it feels like, nigga, I was already gonna do this shit.
Oh, my bad. Feel me? Like, I know. Some people don't have that cash app etiquette.
No, it's like,
I think, because this.
Why should I eat that cost? You feel me? That's the way I'm thinking. Like, you're sending me bread.
Well, first of all, if you're sending me bread, it's because I already did you a favor.
Right.
So
why should I? Well, sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So, but nonetheless, it's like, so if somebody, I'm not talking about why should I eat the cost of sending you something. I'm talking about why should I eat the cost if I'm the person that is receiving the cash app. You feel me? Because you're taking that fee L. Somebody, if you gave somebody $60 in cash and they cash app you 60, I'm essentially taking whatever that fee cost is. Like, as I'm eating that shit. Right. So it's like, for you specifically, I remember like this nigga was so vexed about fucking these fee shits. So the moment you ended up getting the fuck is this shit called? Zelle?
Yeah.
I knew it was like, it's up. Don't ever fucking talk about Cash App again to this nigga. Like,
that's for the hood rats. Like, don't, bro. I would decline your Cash App.
That's
if you,
crazy.
You send me money on Cash App, I'm declining that shit. Either Zelle me or not. We grown now.
Yeah, I'm like, yo.
Now we in our 30s. I'm not playing that Cash App shit.
If y'all could hear the fucking argument in the car of this man swearing up and down, he does not do that shit. I was like, I am appalled right now.
Nah,
like,
you shouldn't be.
Like, I am appalled. I cannot believe that we're like that this is really happening.
Bro, Cash App's for kids now. Like, it's get a real bank, get a Zelle account.
No more times.
No more fees.
No more time accounts.
I don't even know what that is.
All right, big money.
I don't even know what that is. All right. This one's interesting. As a man, is $30 enough for your lunch?
As a woman, why is it not enough for your lunch? Like, what the fuck are you eating? Like,
bro, I could get lunch for 2 days at $30.
Yo.
And that's like, I'm eating pretty good. If I want to make that shit stretch, $30 could last you 3 to 4 days.
Yeah. Well, old me, no. $30 was enough for lunch. New me, $30 could stretch.
Bro, like, what are women eating their fucking lunch? Like seafood?
Chris,
seafood fucking boils? Like
Roof Chris, shit that they not eating if they had to pay for lunch.
Yeah, I was tight about that shit. Like, complaining about $30 for lunch when you didn't have to send her shit is crazy.
To be honest, $20 is a decent amount for lunch. Yeah, not dinner. Lunch. You feel me? Like,
bro, $20 is actually the perfect amount.
Exactly.
$20 is literally the perfect amount. Yo, you can get tacos, you can get a burrito, even you go to Chipotle.
You bitches want you to fucking buy
a burger.
I remember I saw a post saying, because $20 isn't gonna not be enough to. I need some money to pay for these nails and this bundle or some shit. And I'm like, I'm sending you money for lunch. I'm not paying for your nails. Like, what the fuck? Like, because they want the money to do extra shit with. Yeah. Like, they want to put gas in their car as well. I'm not paying you for that.
I'm grateful.
I'm giving you food.
Yo, if a woman send me $30 for lunch, I'd be so happy.
And this is why you need to do the talking stage.
Okay. All right, last one. This one's actually kind of more for you. Mm-hmm. I'm addicted to single moms. As soon as I hear my baby daddy won't, I put that cape on.
And I don't know what the fuck is going on, guys. I'm looking at the camera. I'm looking at the camera right now.
Yo, this man's
I don't know. No. Hold on. This is a very personal moment right now. Okay. Right?
Vulnerable. You getting vulnerable on us?
Yeah. Guys, I don't know what the fuck is happening in my life. Like, I don't understand what is going on to where I cannot avoid single moms. Like, it's just like they just gravitate towards me, bro. I don't know. And this is why I guess I have a skewed view of like, there's no more like bitches with no kids. Like, everybody got kids.
Everybody you run into has a kid.
Everybody bro. So you be scrolling through social media, find a girl, be like, damn, she bad. You go to her page, she got them fucking nuggets in the fucking timeline shit at the top, right? You go on her Instagram, right?
My kings.
Yo, mother of four. Like, you go on on Twitter, same shit. She got the fucking kids' initials in the fucking bio. It's like, what the fuck? You go in person, you're like, damn, she fire. You look you start talking to her enough, she got to bring her kids to daycare. It's like, what the fuck is happening, bro?
My guy is venting right now.
And it's like, I remember the space that I'm in, right? Like before I was like, I'm not dating anymore.
Does it get awkward for you when you say all this other shit you said on the previous episodes? Like, I'm not dating no more single moms. And then
1,000%.
And you still end up with one.
But the thing is, I make it very clear that like I do not want to be with a girl with a kid when I'm with a girl with a kid. Like, you feel me? It's like
you're a confused soul, man.
No, I'm telling you, like, you would be perfect. But the fucking thing is, you got this fucking kid, and now I'm questioning this whole thing.
It's like, can you just give him up for adoption?
Hey, for real, like,
I'm not asking.
You didn't know I was coming. Like, you should have knew.
I'm not asking for much.
Why'd you give this nigga your womb? Like, you should have knew I was on my way, baby. Yeah. Like, just hold out for me. Like, you couldn't hold out, but nah. In all seriousness, bro, it's like I really tell them ahead of time, like, I don't like dating women with kids for various reasons, right? Like, I really wanted to like avoid dating a woman with a kid, but like,
you just can't.
Here we are.
You just can't.
And it's like real shit. It's like the thought process in my mind is like, okay, am I like blocking like my future partner because they have a child? You know, it's like, because realistically, like when dating, it's hard to date in today's day and age. You have to find somebody that you like connect with. You have to like the person. You feel me? You have to the person has to also be like willing to like, I guess, invest into the relationship as well in the way that you expect them to. Yeah. You know? And then outside of that, you have to now be attracted to the person. You got to now be able to build a future with this person. Yeah. So there's just like too many different factors in which like you have to like kind of go through. And
so many things have to align.
Exactly. And it's like, you could find that in a person that has a kid. And it's like, do I want to take the risk of going on this path with this person, or do I want to take the chance of like finding like the person that doesn't have a kid? But then once again, those things still have to align. Yeah. And it's like at there's a much smaller pool of people to like do that with. You feel me? Yeah. So it's like, and I don't believe like my person is out there bullshit. I think that's all like bullshit. I don't believe it. All right, so here's I do believe in soulmates. I do believe in soulmates,
but I don't believe it in a conventional way. I think you have more than one soulmate in a sense. I feel like, all right, like I think there's like tiers to soulmates, right? I think there's your like level 1 soulmate. There's like 5 in that group. Then there's like your level 2 soulmate, and there's like 60 in that group. All in the world, right? And then like so on, right? I think eventually you just get to like soulmate level like 6, and it's just people you're compatible with. Like,
right. Like could just fly. That's just fly by.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's an interesting way of thinking it. Which I do think that there are soulmates. I don't know. I don't have a system broken down like you, but like I do think you have soulmates, and I do think that. But I don't think like your perfect person is out there. You feel me? I think that your soulmate is kind of like somebody that you connect with on a deeper level, but you still are gonna have to shape each other into being like what. Yeah,
it's not gonna be like
person.
a Lego,
you feel me?
Thing where you just instantly fit. Like you definitely have to work on things.
Exactly.
Y'all still gonna. It's not gonna. You're gonna meet this person. Everything
never
perfect.
Argue. Yeah. You feel me? And I think that that's the preconception that a lot of people have, is that soulmates don't
have
argue.
Issues.
Like I don't have to do any work when I'm with my soulmate, and that's not the truth. I think that you do have to have some level of like shaping, but nonetheless, it's like I don't know. I guess I battle with being like, okay, well, what if this person is the person I'm supposed to be with, or what if this person is good to me? Because like I said, I'm in a stage in my life where like looks don't matter. None of that shit matters. Like none of the superficial stuff. I'm really more about like, how much you love me and if you're being truthful. You feel me? Like, and those are the two things that kind of like hold the most weight to me, because it's like, I can be with a person that has a kid that loves me and is truthful, but I cannot be with a person that doesn't have a kid that barely loves me and is a liar. Yeah. You feel me? So it's like, I don't want to be a stepdad, because I do want to be able to like say, okay, like my first kid is your first kid, and like we are joining it together. Like we're doing this, we're going through this journey together for the first time. But this is
it ain't looking good.
These are the cards that keep getting dealt to me, bro. Like, and it's like
you keep trying to reshuffle them, but they're the same.
Bro, and it's crazy because my very first girlfriend, not very first girlfriend, but like my very first serious girlfriend, had a fucking kid. And I feel like that was just like the foreshadowing of my future.
Just
like,
set it up for you.
Right. Like,
okay.
Foreshadowing of my future, bro.
All right. All right. That's our favorite tweets of the day or week. All right, man. Let's get into our personal finances. How are things going? How is the money going for you?
So it's been a journey for me, to be honest with you. Like, and I think the last update I gave you guys, I had paid off my car. I paid off my car insurance. And my problem is, I guess it's a problem and it's a blessing, right?
Okay.
Because it's like, my initial goal was to start building this account that I was telling you guys about.
Like a savings account.
Yeah. Since the beginning of January, right? And kind of things have been coming up in a way that have not that has caused me to not be able to start that.
Life's been lifing?
Right? Not really, not so much life has been lifing, but like, I guess new opportunities have been forming. Like an opportunity to pay him off my car, right?
Okay.
Then an opportunity was like, all right, well, my insurance, I could just pay that off for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
You know? And then after that, like since we last talked, I'm like, all right, well, I could start paying it off, like or start building that account in my next paycheck. And yet again, right? So going back to the previous conversation where we were having about like, I'm gonna get my money instantly.
Yeah.
It kind of brought me to where you were thinking about Cash App. I was thinking about cash advances.
Okay.
Right. So I was in like.
So what are cash advances for people that don't know?
So for a cash advance is like, let's just say you're short on bread this pay period, right?
A lot of people are.
Yeah, and you need some money. Rather than borrowing it from your boy or your friend or a family member, you borrow it from an app, right? And this app would give you, they'll determine like the amount, so that they'll give you. So let's just say for simplicity reasons, it's $100, right? They'll give you for this pay period to just borrow until the next time you get paid. So the next time you get paid, they link up to your bank account. So the moment you get paid, they pull it out.
Okay.
Right? So
it's not like the mob.
I guess. So they pull it out, right? And usually sometimes like when you've done it enough, they start increasing your limits, kind of like a credit card.
Are you building some trust?
Right. So it's like you go from 100 to 300, 300 to 500, and some
slippery
right?
slope.
Right. But then you find yourself needing that money again.
Okay.
Right? Because it's like, I needed the money to begin with.
All right.
You lent it to me and you took the shit back. I still need the money to continue on, right? So what do?
You borrow again.
You borrow again, right?
Ooh,
so it just becomes a
cycle here.
It becomes a cycle, right? So I didn't only have it with one app. I had like 6 apps. Right?
Oh, you're a serial borrower.
Serial borrower, right? But I'm a serial also paybacker.
Okay.
Which is why it just led me to this point. So after some time, which I have done this before, where like the only way to kind of like get past it is literally taking an L on a paycheck, right? So you literally have to like pre-plan expenses and be like, okay, like I just have to take this L, pay them back their money, and get out of it. So after some time, like, you know, they start shifting. The thing that kind of like did it for me, right, which was like I was doing Uber last year and I had like these cash advances and like things were tight and obviously you need the money. So it's like things were cycling through. And I was in this vicious cycle. Like, of course, I'm getting paid a decent amount. Not of course. I'm getting paid a decent amount, but of course, I have to pay back this money. So it's like, okay, like you know, I have to now wait for my paycheck. So some of them aren't giving you the money the same day that you get paid. Some of them are taking like 3 days to giving your money back. Some of them you have to get it back spread out over a week. So like $100.
So as soon as you get paid, they take your money and then they distribute it back to you at their leisure.
At their leisure, right?
Okay.
So it's like, which it says like it needs to be cleared. They're waiting for it to clear. Like if you're repaying it, they're waiting for it to process from your bank account. Another one.
So they kind of own you for the week.
They take the 800. But then they only let you have daily limits, so you can only withdraw
of your money.
Of your money, you only could withdraw $100 a day, essentially, right? So this is what I've been operating in for like the past 6 months, right? Of like a constant back and forth with these people, you know, where and it was working, you know, like it was working where like I would just pay them back, and I would just get the cash advance. Also, it's a little bit of a dopamine hit too, because it's like, mentally, like you're getting paid, you get paid once, which is in the actuality, but then like you have something to look forward to for like the next couple of days on like, okay, I'm getting more of my money back, right? So boom. After some point in time, I'm like, you know what? I'm got sick of like paying these extra fees because I'm like, sometimes the math ain't math. I feel like, right? And it's
you
just
feel like you're getting finessed.
I'm not. It's not adding back up, right? Like, so I'm like, all right, like let me try to like not do the fee. So I would wait the 1 to 3 days of processing, right? But then I'm like, fuck, like this shit sucks because you withdraw on a fucking Friday or a Saturday. You gotta wait till Monday or Tuesday to fucking get your shit. So that's not. That's like 3 days essentially, you know.
Okay.
But and on top of that, they started. Once you start doing that, I feel like they catch on, and now they start incorporating service fees into it.
I hate fees, bro. It's always some fee, yo.
Right. Well, they got to make their money. You know? So
do they?
Do they really have to?
Can't y'all just let me borrow the shit out of goodness y'all hearts?
Right. So now it's like, damn, like you know, I feel like this bread ain't adding back up, but I gotta like I'm stuck, you know, like I need the bread. So I was going through it, and the part that really like got to me was when I wanted to pay off my car. I needed the money from my paycheck, obviously, to like pay for that shit. And I couldn't pay, like I was itching to pay off my car, but I couldn't pay it off because I was waiting for all of these fucking things to like finally clear up. And around that time also, some things that they do, they also redetermine like how much your limit is. So you could pay them back $600, but they could automatically randomly decide like, hey, this week you're only getting $400 back. So it's
just like with
no
logic.
Like this week your limit is $400. Deal with it.
Yeah,
like
sucks to suck.
Right? Like I don't know what to tell you, bro, but like you got to deal with it, right? And it's like you can't really like truly budget like that. So around like I said, around the time I want to pay off my car insurance, and I decided to say like, you know what? I got to get out of these like cash advance situations, right? So once again, after talking to you guys, I was supposed to build up my savings account, but my ultimate goal was to pay back these cash advances. So overall, they were totaling up to like, I want to say like $1,400 out of my paycheck. So, I was just like, you know what, let me just be done with it. So that was the paycheck before, right? This paycheck that I literally just got now, it was my birthday week, and I slowed down working. I didn't pick up that much overtime. Plus, I got sick leading into my birthday, so I had to call out a couple of days. So my check was literally only enough to clear rent. So I wasn't able to like
pay it off, the cash advance,
no, I paid off the cash advance.
Okay, you did.
So I paid off the cash advance. That killed that past check. Okay. Right. This check, literally, this week's check was that low check from my birthday.
Yeah.
So I only had like a couple of days of working, and it was literally enough to pay off rent. So I'm back to pre-planning my next check.
Okay.
So right now the account that I want to build is zero.
Okay.
$0.
Like you're starting at zero.
It's at $0.
Okay.
So I have other accounts that I have money that gets deposited into. But I wanted to primarily like track this account, and this is the account, the one I'm gonna be giving my main focus to.
Okay.
So
and what are you saving this money up for? Like a house?
Just kind of like a challenge. Essentially, you know, like
just to have money.
Yeah, just to like build up a savings account essentially. So it's not really for anything in particular.
Okay.
To be honest with you, yeah.
All right.
So honestly, full transparency is that, and the way, like I said, it was kind of a blessing because like I was able to get out of the cash advances, which is something I wanted to do. Yes, I was supposed to start in January, and by now I was supposed to have a decent amount of money like saved up. But unfortunately, some of the decisions that I made had to like kind of just setting me up for like my better future. You know, I could have kept my car payment, but then you know, in this low check right now where I barely got shit, I would have had a car payment to pay off. I would have had car insurance also in there, and like that was no way that would have happened. So you know, paying off all of that stuff ahead of time and like delaying on my immediate goal or my long-term goal was kind of beneficial because you know it just set me up to where when I do have these low points, like
you're good. You don't have that many bills to pay.
Exactly. So I think like, you know, sometimes like, you know, and it was tough. I'm not gonna lie to you because I was beating myself up about like some of the decisions I was making. Like, even though I was making a good decision, I feel like because I said my goal is this and I wasn't doing this thing, it was kind of weighing on me, you know? It's kind of like,
you felt, yo, it sucks when you make a promise to yourself and you break it. Because it just makes you feel like, damn, I can't even keep the word to myself.
So,
like,
yeah.
it's like, yo, I'm not being a man right now.
Mhm.
Because, yo, when you, like, you know what they say, a man has what? His balls and his word, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, I don't got the word
I just
to
got
myself.
my balls left.
Yeah.
That's all that's left in me.
And them shit's just hanging doing nothing.
Right? It's cold outside. They
Yeah.
up there right now.
It's like, yo, if I don't got my word to myself,
Yeah.
like, how can I keep my word to anybody?
Yeah. And it's like you start to doubt yourself, you know, you start to doubt like if you're capable in doing this thing. And I realized like I found myself just like really having a lot of self-doubt, you know, like not really being able to know like questioning on if I'm gonna be able to complete this thing.
Okay.
And it sucks, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I was really like, am I making the right decision? Because it's like, yeah, like, okay, my goal is to go to the gym, but every day like something is coming up to where I can't go to the gym, you know, or like I gotta do like this other thing, and this other thing is productive, you know, but it's like your initial goal is to go to the gym, you know. So it's like I was kind of like battling with it, but like I realized that for me, I think like this is the best decision. Is like kind of just the plan that the decisions I've made were the best decision, you know.
Okay.
Getting out of the cash advances, because even with the fees, I'm just paying something unnecessary. You know, and then paying off my car insurance and paying off my car payment. The future is unpredictable, you know. So it's like even if I had started that savings account from a while from January, you don't know where life will take you, you know. So it's like just not having all of that overhead costs was kind of like a good decision. And also I've had to like really talk myself into gratitude this week, because bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a broke boy right now. You feel me? Like I don't got shit in my checking account. Like, but
speaking of broke,
I'm
also broke now.
Really?
Yeah.
You did it?
I'm officially broke.
There's no way if you're saying what I think you're saying.
I'm saying it. Yo, I used up like 95% of the money in my savings account, and I paid off my mortgage.
So you have no more mortgage?
I'm lying. I have $500 left on my mortgage. But yeah.
Your target was by the end of the year.
So all right, so I'll
hold on.
Yeah.
This nigga pulls out champagne, right? As the moment I walk through the door, and I'm like,
cheers.
And I'm like, what's the occasion? He's like, nothing. Just felt like it was too early to have a beer. When has that ever stopped us from drinking early? It's all making sense now.
Yeah.
Congratulations, bro.
Well, not quite. I mean, I still have $500 left on my mortgage.
You fucking paid off your mortgage. You had $500 out of something that top of last year you had 60-something thousand.
Yeah, I mean, yo, so I got some lucky breaks.
Okay.
So I got I got 10,000 back in my tax refunds. I ended up getting like 30.
Walk us through the full process right now.
Of what? Like when I all right, in 2019 I bought a condo.
Yeah.
For $105,000, right? Which, I mean, compared to a lot of people's mortgages today, it's not that much, but I think $100K
is a lot of money.
Still a lot of money, right? And I think it was predicted to take me 30 years to pay it, right? So my mortgage was like, pretty much $850 a month, not including my condo fees and stuff like that. It was at like a 3.7% interest rate, which is really good. But
fixed?
Yeah. Yeah, I would never do a variable interest rate. So, my parents have a couple houses that they've paid off, and that really, like, watching them do it, just really like motivated me. I'm like, yo, I want to pay off my mortgage early. And for a couple of years, I was making like really small payments on it. Like I wasn't being as aggressive as I could. Like in 2021, I was making a lot of money. I had a job. I was making $100 an hour.
Right.
And when niggas get a little money, they start acting different.
Acting a little up.
Right?
Even the most financially sound people.
Yes.
Right?
So I ain't never made that type of money before, right? So I should have really paid this shit off in 2021, or I think it was 2021, 22, whenever I had that that really well-paying job.
You think you could have paid it off?
I could have. Okay. I really could have, bro. If I really set myself up and I was like disciplined, but I went on like 5 vacations that year, like big vacations. I mean, I went to Hawaii, Brazil. I think we went. I'm like, I don't know. I was just.
You was doing a lot.
I was doing a lot, right?
You was doing a lot.
And then after that shit was gone, because the job only lasted 6 months.
Yeah.
After it was done, I was just kind of like, damn, I just had this great paying job, and I didn't really achieve much with it. I had put a couple thousand into the mortgage, but it wasn't like a big dent. You know what I mean? So, like obviously that weighs on you a little bit, right? When you make reckless decisions financially, ones where it's like, fuck, like, yo, I was in a great opportunity and I did nothing with it.
Yeah.
So I think at 2023, I kind of got like, I started kind of like going into high gear a little bit.
Yeah.
Not as much. 2024, I locked in.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I'm paying off this mortgage, right? In the next 2-3 years. And 2024, I think my mortgage was like, I had entered 2024 with, I think, 80,000 left on my mortgage.
Okay.
So between 2019 and 2024, I only put 20K, which I still put extra money into it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought it was 60, so you actually
no. So in 2024, I literally like my first like 6 months. I mean, I still went on vacations in 2024, not as much, but I was more locked in than I had been.
Yeah.
So most of my checks was like, I got it, boom. So by the end of 2024, my mortgage was down to like I think 55,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I pretty much put like 30K into my mortgage in 2024. Now we're in 2025, right? I think I started this year at like 55K left. So I ended up getting in 2023. I got into a car accident. Fucked me up for like a year. And it's funny because I always used to joke around like, oh man, I wish I got into an accident and get some money.
Right.
Not worth it, bro. Like the pain that I went through was like terrible. Right? Like I was like scared for my future. I mean, I still got some residual like shits with like, from the car accident.
Yeah.
But like I'm much better now.
Yeah.
So I ended up, after all the fees and shit like that, I ended up getting like 13K from the car accident, right? So as soon as I got it, instantly, like boom, I put, from like 55, I put 13,000 on it. So that was like what, 43 left or something, right?
Yeah.
So I got a nice little tax refund this year, right? Got 2 kids. Got claim these kids.
Right.
Got to claim these kids, boy.
Claim them.
Claim them.
Mm-hmm.
So I got about 13 bands from that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So all right. So I had I think, was it 43?
Mm-hmm.
So I put the 13 bands that I got from my tax refund onto the mortgage. So now I'm down to like 30.
Right.
30, right? And 30,000 is still a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So I want to thank our friend Manu for this idea. He didn't like directly tell me. He was just I remember, he paid off his mortgage.
Right.
And one thing
as you were talking about your family being the motivation, Manu has been my motivation for paying off a mortgage.
Good.
Yeah.
But one thing he said that I never thought to do was like, he said when he did it, he used his savings account, whatever he had in his savings account, he used to pay off the rest of his mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
And when you build up a nice savings account, you get very attached to it.
Right.
Right. It's hard to get rid of that
to
money.
let that go. Right.
Right. But it just came to a thought where I'm like, I have $30,000 left on my mortgage. Right. This is going to take me the rest of the year. Like if even that, what I mean? Like, because obviously as you're paying off like massive debt, you still have life
other
bills to
going
like,
on, right?
You know what I mean? To pay.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like put 100% of your income into debt because
on any scale.
Yeah, even though I'm paying off my mortgage, right? I'm doing extra payments. I still have a monthly mortgage to pay. Like,
and it's crazy. Like going back, like I said, this is on any scale. I wanted to cut in for a minute. Like you're paying off your mortgage. Some people are paying off credit cards. Some people are paying off student loans. Like you feel me? Like like no matter what, like when you're paying off these things, it's not fun. You feel me? But obviously you have to kind of keep like your future person, your future self, like your ultimate goal in mind. Yeah. Like, okay, like I'm paying this off and it sucks now, but do I really want to have this thing hanging over my head for you 30 years, for some people in the next 5 years, Yeah. So yeah, like it's like you kind of really have to like sacrifice happiness today's happiness essentially. So I had about 30K left, right? Obviously I'm still working, I'm still getting other checks. So I kept putting like, some money from my checks into it. And then I finally just pulled the trigger, bro. Really? I was like, yo, I'm just going to use what's in my savings account. I'm going to keep a little bit left in there just in case something happens. Right. But like I said, I used like 98% of my fucking money that was in my savings account. And I just put it onto the rest of my mortgage. And now I'm down to $500
So my next paycheck, I'm gonna have zero. So here I am, about to be 35. I have a paid off condo, no car payment. I mean, I just bought a car last year. You know, with some money I had saved up specifically for my car. Not a brand new car. I don't think you should ever buy a brand new car.
Right.
And
newer car though.
What?
Newer car.
In 2021.
Right.
But yeah, here I am, yo. Pretty much no mortgage, no car payment, no credit card debt, no student loans. Like I'm in a place I just, because like, yo, you met me like, like earlier, and I was kind of getting my shit together when you had first met me.
Yeah.
But this is like something that I just never envisioned. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like when like things aren't even a possibility,
right.
like let alone like a thought, but it's not even like in the realm of like reality.
That ain't happening.
Yeah,
it ain't happening.
So like, yo, I'm like almost like having like an imposter syndrome in a sense where it's like, yo, I can't believe like I'm in this situation. But now it's like my next process is like, all right, now I got to build up my savings account again. You know what I mean? And just go from there. But like, yeah. Like,
man, fucking congratulations, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You know what's crazy is it's like, I remember, I want to kind of give you your flowers right now.
Okay.
Right? Because I remember like when we first met, I was in a different space, right? I remember we were joining them. Our real only connection was a motorcycle club at that moment. And, there were certain expectations that was of us, like in a motorcycle club, like meetings and parties and stuff like that. And at that point in time, like I was in a relatively good financial place, especially for my age at that moment. And I remember like having a conversation with one of the members at the time, right? And I was like, damn, where is this guy at? Like, I feel like I barely see this guy, right? And they were like, oh, I think he's, they said that he's like working a lot to pay off his car, the first car, right? To like pay that off. I was like, really? And you were like, yeah, like, they were like, yeah, like, I think he's about to pay off his first car. And then me and you had a conversation and you said like, yo, like, I'm really trying to like, I'm tired of having a car payment. You tackle that. Then you went out and you got a condo, right? First things first, you saved up the money for the fucking condo. Yeah. And I was like, damn, you about to buy a crib? You're like, yeah, like hopefully I'm about to get one like in the next month or so. You fucking got that. Then like I watched you like after that shit like end up getting like obviously receiving raises throughout the year, but the biggest raise was this $100 an hour job. Like I think it was like 110 or some shit.
Yeah,
right?
it was like
And you don't know like how much I bragged about you to people I know. It was like, yo, like one of my boys.
Let these bitches know.
Here this nigga go.
Let them know I'm out here getting money.
I'm giving this nigga the flowers. He wants the whole fucking forest of flowers at this point, right? So
my bad. I get carried away. I get excited.
Right. So I'm like, damn, like I was bragging about you to like a lot of my people that I knew. It's like, yo, I got a friend that's unfathomable. It's like where I literally watch like the development, like on the back end. And I remember like we was having conversations like around like 2023 and you were like, yo, like, you were really in a low point mentally, right? And I think it was 2023.
Yeah, I was going through a major depression in I think 2023, yo.
And we were talking, I remember you said you had like plans on like some renovations on the house and you wanted to like, tackle some of that, but other things that came up in a way to where like stuff wasn't really achievable. And I think amongst other things, like you were in a really low point. And I was like, yo, like maybe like this is the way it was supposed to go, and you're like, damn, nah, like I really feel like I was supposed to like do so much more with that opportunity. And I feel like that opportunity kind of like set you up for this moment right now to where it's like you were going to get another opportunity, but you had to like squander that shit.
Yeah, I fucked that one up.
You had to like
that one. I was buying sneakers weekly, like 6 yo.
You had to do it because it's like sometimes like even for me, right? Like we achieve certain things and we think we're above bad decisions. You feel me? Like we think we're
it's crazy because like I was like at that point prior to me making that money, like I was pretty financially sound,
right?
And then I got brand new,
exactly.
like brand new, yo,
because you had access, like it's no longer like you're financially sound with what you got because you're making right above like I guess what the average person is making, right? But now you have an excess of like money right coming in, and it's like I'm good to fuck up because like I'm gonna make this shit back next week. You feel me? And I'm gonna make this shit back the next week, and you just find yourself in this repetition, right? But I think like you needed to like fuck that shit up because it's like it really like. And I guess to your benefit, you know, where you see like, okay, like I fucked up that situation. I'm not doing that shit again. You feel me? Like, you know, the pain of like on the ass and how it felt to be like, yo, I got this opportunity and I did nothing with it. Yeah. Now I got another opportunity. I'm not about to fuck this shit up. And like, I really want to give you your flowers because it's like, man, no matter what, like, it's like, you just like kind of like stuck through, you feel me? And like, you actually like achieved the things that you set out to achieve, you know? And I guess the main thing that like shifted my mentality was like, I went through like a rough financial situation, like pretty much like from 2020 that I'm really like digging myself out of like right now, you know? And I remember going on, I won't forget it. I remember going to Mardi Gras, and I had a lease for $700, right? $700 a month, but that was including a car payment, or car insurance, right? So the car and insurance was $700 a month. And I'm like, yo, it's not hurting me like to pay this. And I remember talking to you guys, and you're like, but why pay it? I think Manny specifically was like, why? But why? Like, I know it's not hurting you to pay it, but wouldn't you want like an extra $700 a month? Like, and I was like, I guess you're right, you know? And I was like, at that moment, I was like, you know what? All right, in the next couple of months, I'm going to like, you know, try to get an actual like finance or actual car. But also in that moment, you know, we were talking about how Manny had just paid off his student loans. And knowing Manny, right, I'm just like, yo, this motherfucker is frugal. Like, we go out to eat, he's ordering a water and like an appetizer, and that's it, right? He don't buy like nice clothes. At the time, he was driving like the old BMW that he was driving, you know? And I'm like, damn, like, why is this nigga so tight with money? You feel me? And it's like, sometimes I feel like I can't even enjoy myself how tight he is with his money, right? And I remember like he was like, yo, I just paid off my student loans. And I was like, what the fuck? like
these are things people do?
Right? Like, so me, it's like,
yo, you be hearing like about like people that are like 86 with student loans and shit.
Yo, dead ass, you know? And it's like paying off a mortgage and student loans is something that like I just don't think that people pay it off. You feel me? Like in my mind, I'm just thinking like these are like forever bills, you know? It's like just something that you have to like constantly
I'm gonna die with this shit.
Right. And so he said, like, yo, I just paid off my my student loans, and I'm planning on paying off my house, planning on paying off my mortgage by next year, like the summertime of next year. I was like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Like you all right, you did your thing with the student loans, but
can we be real?
The mortgage, that's a whole nother game.
Can we be for real?
That's a whole nother game, you feel me? And next year, summertime, this guy paid off his mortgage. You feel me? And I was like, damn, like it's a different level of like, it definitely is a blessing of having like friends around you that are like achieving things, because it's like, you know, they say birds of a feather flock together, you know? And I remember when I was extremely younger, like I was the most financially sound person like in my friend group. And I felt like there were certain conversations I was having that with some of my friends that they weren't in a place to like kind of go back and forth, you feel me? And then there was like certain things that I was like even wanting to do with them, but they just didn't have the money to do it in that moment, you know? And I prayed, literally like actually pray to God that I would have friends around me that are above me. So that way, like, you know, someone I could look up to, not only, but then also someone that, you know, we can have these conversations with each other. And I took you two for granted because like in the spaces where you guys were talking about finances, my finances were fucked up. And like a lot of times y'all niggas was talking, I'm like, bro, if y'all just don't shut the fuck up,
like this shit again,
yo, if y'all just
can y'all just have fun,
yo, for real? Like I joined this group to go on trips, like it's a party. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. High yield savings accounts, and
y'all talking about 401ks?
Like how you
fuck's a Roth?
Right? Like, high yield savings accounts and fucking your investment accounts? Like that's not what I signed up for. Like you guys are my partying friends. You feel me? Like I need you guys to party with me.
Like I'm not with my parents right now.
Right? So I took it for granted, you know, and I was really like kind of like this season that I'm in really made me realize like, damn, like all along you know, the things that I've asked for, like I've essentially received, you know, and it's like, and watching you guys win throughout your life has like also given me the motivation, which I'm like thoroughly happy for. Like I'm
Thanks,
like
man.
thoroughly happy for you. You feel me? Like when you paid off, when you bought the car cash, I was like, nigga, what the fuck? like does it get any better than this, right? And then after that, like you said, yo, I just knocked it was 80,000, and I knocked it down to 60,000. I think it was like 67. You said was like the last check in. Then it was like, I think it was like 50, like low 50s, and then you told me that, you know, the car accident came through and you knocked that down to like 40, and you were like, yo, once it gets to this number, I think it was like, I think initially it was like 20,000 you wanted it to be at. Like once it gets like in the 20s, you were gonna like take that and like pay off your thing. And I was like, yo, like I think it's a great idea, you know. And like I'm still anticipating, like I got time to receive this shit. You feel me? Like I got time to receive the news of like you doing the shit. And so you actually fucking did it, bro. And I'm really happy,
bro.
for
You know what made it harder for me
Yeah.
to achieve these goals initially too was, yo, I spread myself too thin, because it's like, bro, you're trying to like achieve a goal, like a financial goal, right? At the same time, you're hearing about like, yo, all right, fuck, you got to invest in crypto.
Yeah.
I got to invest in fucking like my future. And I just kept like delegating my money into a lot of places. And then I realized, like, yo, like it's never going to work, yo. Like I got to just cut like investing out.
Yo, it's funny you say that, bro, because I remember I was having like when I started talking about me getting my money in order, right? I'm like getting momentum going. There was a friend of mine's from my last job that hit me up. It was like, yo, I got this great opportunity for you, right? Where
Cool.
like I'm thinking about creating this company and I want you to like join in. And I'm like, in that moment, I was like, damn, now is not the time for this for me. You know, like I'm in a moment where I need to like lay a foundation now. You feel me? And I literally told him about it, like, bro, too often in my life, like I have a goal in mind, and like I'm like distracted by other things coming up, you know? And it's like I can't allow myself to do that right now. You know, like I really have to like give this my attention. Even if I fail. You feel me? Like I just want to know that the essence of it, like I gave it my all, you know? So it's like, and I had to tell him like, bro, I can't. Like I maybe in the future, but right now is not the time. Yeah.
Right.
And I think that like for you, it's funny that you said like sometimes we give other things our attention too much, because it's like even outside of that, I think like in day-to-day life, you know, like it's like you want to save, you want to achieve these things, but you still want to party, you still want to buy clothes, you still want to go out, you still want to bag women, you still want to do all these different things, and it's like you really can't. You feel me? Like you really, like you can, but it's gonna take you much longer.
Yo,
you feel me?
You could do that, like you could like achieve a goal in like 10 years by like trying to tackle way too many things at once. Or if you just like strictly focus on that one goal, you could probably do it in 5. You could cut like the time in half. You know what I mean? And that's what like I had like the realization of like, yo, I'm trying to do too much at once, and it's just gonna take, like, I'm still heading in the right direction, but I'm spreading myself too thin, and it's just like it's gonna take me much longer to achieve this goal. And once I kind of figured that out, I'm like, yo, I just got, because at the same time, right, I was trying to do like certain house renovations, and it's like, all right, this is gonna cost 3,000, this is gonna cost 4 or whatever. And it's like, yo, I can't. It just feels like I don't make enough money.
Right.
It's like I can't achieve these things, right? I can't finish these goals and fucking pay off the mortgage. Like it just was never gonna happen.
Right.
And now it's like, all right, I have to build my money back up, and then like I'll tackle these certain like other issues or other goals that I have to. But it's like, once again, like I still can't spread myself too thin.
Right. All right. So my next question to you now is like, is your goal? Is your target to get back the same amount of money that you spent into your mortgage?
My target is to get 30K in my savings account.
And how long do you think it's going to take you?
I have not thought it out at all. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Okay. I'm still on a high right now from paying off the mortgage.
Right,
like,
okay.
You know, like the last 2 weeks since I've gotten it down, I kind of like took a break from work in a sense. You know, I'm kind of like just literally I haven't done shit all day. It's just like, cause I was going hard for a minute. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, it just makes it so much like your life harder when you're working constantly. Like anxiety's up. You know, you're just more prone to
sleeping
depression.
less. Like
so I've been chilling. I don't know. Like I don't have like a set time. I obviously I would hope by the end of the year. Like I'm hoping to have saved up 30K by the end of this year.
Yeah.
Like that's my goal.
Okay. Now, what does the rest of the year look like for you? Like, is it like, are you gonna be like kind of reintroducing like some of the things that you set aside to achieve this goal, or are you gonna ride it out until you finish hitting this 30K?
So there's some, there's some house renovation things I want to do. Not big, so they're not too financially like burdening to me.
Right.
But I mean, like I said, it still kind of would hinder my 30,000 goal. So I kind of really have to like sit with myself and kind of really plan.
Map this out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like right now I'm kind of like in a little blank gray area of thinking where it's just like, let me just go with the vibes for the week. Yeah. So you know what I mean?
Honestly, and you deserve it because it's like, I think my biggest thing is like, whenever I achieve a goal, like I said, so initially when I said, okay, I'm gonna like, start tackling debt, right? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna start tackling debt, and then like I'm gonna like end up paying off like some of this stuff, and at the end of it, I'm gonna reward myself with partying because I love to party, I love to going out, But then I achieved those, and I'm like, I'm just not feeling it, Like I kind of just want to like, I just kept jumping into the next thing,
goal after goal,
And it's like, for me, it's like, I guess, and I beat myself up because it's like I didn't appreciate like what I've done thus far. Like, don't get me wrong, like I know I've done like a decent amount of work, but it's like appreciating
sometimes we feel like the progress isn't monumental enough to where you should reward yourself. And I get that too, because sometimes, especially with myself, right, I'll do like mini accomplishments and I'll reward myself too soon, and then I'll be wary of that, and then when I should reward myself for doing something bigger, I don't. It's like, it's definitely, it can get fishy.
Yeah. And I think like it is good that right now, you're kind of just like taking a break to like bask in a moment.
Yeah.
You don't have a mortgage. I mean, you don't have this over, like most Americans have to like refinance their homes multiple times, and like here's a space where like all else said and done, like you don't have to like deal with that overhead cost. So I think like you do need to bask in that, So congrats to you.
Thanks,
bro.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think we'll leave it on that.
Oh, are we partying this year?
I'm partying this year.
I'm not.
I'm partying this year. Now, yeah. I'm still I'm still taking my 6-month break. Okay. Like I'm not no vacation.
When is that on?
Like literally 6 months.
Okay.
Like I guess June or whatever.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Yeah. No, I'm hitting some soca parties this year. Yeah, it's happening for me.
Vacations?
I'll let you know how they go.
Vacations?
I think at the end of the year I'm doing some vacations at the end of the year.
Okay. Me, I'm not gonna party, right?
I respect it.
I think that even though I've achieved certain things, and then last night was a really tough one for me, right? Like the weather was nice yesterday. I was listening to soca music yesterday, and I'm like, damn, like I just
it's calling me.
One ain't gonna hurt me, and I deserve it at this moment. You feel me? I deserve it at this point. But like right now, and this things obviously I can change. I can make an impulsive decision, or I could plan it a little bit more to where I can do something like that. But for right now, I personally don't feel like I quite deserve it quite yet. So I feel like, I haven't even started the savings account, and I haven't achieved.
I would probably make it like, all right, you have the savings account at 0. I'd be like, all right, once I hit $1,500, maybe like I'll reward myself a little bit. So something like, like do like increments of like, okay, once I hit this, what I'm saying, I'll go out for a night or something.
Maybe you could discuss that more. That might be down, but I kind of wanted a no spend year, so like I didn't really want to like come in between that. And it's funny because like I wanted a no spend year, and I was planning on going out for my birthday, which we kind of did go out, but the original plans got fucked up. So it's like maybe this is like keeping me on track, because I'm like an addict. I love being outside. So maybe
you're a little thought.
If I had too much fun, I probably wouldn't. But I think
the streets be calling.
They be calling.
I want to pick up so bad.
They be calling, but I think for right now, I think I'm gonna, as of right now, which we could discuss this, at another time. But like, I think I want to like kind of thug it out.
Stay locked in.
Yeah, stay it out. So just
lock
it in. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
But all right. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Hope y'all enjoyed what we talked about today. Drop a like, drop a comment. We'll see you next episode. Peace.
Later.